Okay, you're going to have a seat very close to the front edge of the roller and use your hands and just lower yourself down so that you're fully on that roller, so your whole entire spine is on the roller. Head fully on the roller and very comfortable through the neck. Feet are grounded, hands on the ground. You're just going to start off with breathing. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Continue those engaging breaths, and just as you're there, let the spine release into the foam roller. And you're going to stay there and do about 10 deep breaths. After that, you're going to start to rock your pelvis so that when you tilt your pelvis, your back flattens. It's a pelvic tilt. In Pilates, we call it an imprint. And then you're going to arch your spine and get that little lower back curve, that space. And you're just going to continue rocking your pelvis. And as you rock your pelvis, it's going to feel like a nice massage into your lower back. And you can also think of the pelvis as a clock face. So as you rock this way into an imprint flat back, it's 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock rather. And then as you release into your neutral, it's 6 o'clock. So you're just going to continue 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Don't be afraid to exaggerate it. You just want to get things moving. And it should all be pain-free. So if something hurts while you're moving, stop right away and skip that part of the movement if you need to. And then again, you're going to do about 10 or 15 of those. Make sure your feet are solid. You're going to stretch your arms up to the ceiling. Take the back of your shoulders away from the foam roller and then towards the foam roller. Reach to the ceiling. Draw your shoulders back. Reach to the ceiling. Draw your shoulders back. And then arm circles stretch behind you, around to your hips. Incorporate some breathing. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. And as you're moving through the arms, again, it should be pain-free for your shoulders. So if you have any issue with the shoulder and it doesn't feel good to do a big circle, just make your circle a little bit smaller. And again, do about 3 or 4, 5 of these circles one way, and then reverse the direction. And you'll notice as you do the circles, the tissue through the upper back and the back of the shoulders is in contact with the roller, getting a little bit of a massage. Big breath in, out, in, out. And then arms are going to stay down by the sides of your body. And you want to feel like you're trying to touch the wall below your feet. Really energize your fingertips. Shrug your shoulders to the ears, make fists. Slide the shoulders down, open your palms and fingers. Inhale, shrug. Exhale, slide. Inhale, shrug. Exhale, slide. Again, do like 5 to 10 of those. You can do more or less depending on how your body feels. Then take your hands to the ground. Take your feet nice and wide and just start to tip your body from one side to the other side, almost like you're going to fall off. And as you go side to side, you're getting that roller in contact with the tissue off center of the spine, giving a little bit of a massage. Again, connect to your breath. You can also add, as you tip one way, looking in the opposite direction. That's optional. You could keep your head in the center if you prefer. Both are fine. So again, as your body goes one way, if you want, you can look the other way. Or you could just keep your head in the middle and just keep tipping your body side to side. Do about 15, 20 of that side to side motion and concentrate on your breathing as you go side to side. Now, hands are grounded, you want your elbows on the floor. Bring your feet together and you're going to float one leg up into what I call tabletop, and then you're going to float it back down. And then the other leg floats up and back down. Keep alternating, breathing as you go. And you want this to be light and airy, not very muscly, grippy, just lubricating the joint, allowing your leg bone to roll back into your hip joint. And it should feel really good on your leg, your hip. And again, do about anywhere 10 to 20 of these, depending on how much time you have. If you have more time, you could do a few extra. If you're short on time, just do a few less. And then take your feet a little wider. And take your hands and bring them behind your head. And you're going to go into what I call an ab prep. So take a breath in And as you exhale, feel the abdominals. They're attached to your ribs. You're going to let your ribs slide to your hip to lift your head and shoulder up. And then inhale to lower down. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower down. And as you go, think of your head staying very heavy in your hands. And just allow your head, neck, and shoulders to come along for the ride, feeling that heating up through your abdominals. Again, do anywhere from like 10 to 20 of these. If you have any neck issues and this doesn't feel good on your neck, just skip this part. And then rest your head down, bring your hands back down to the ground, and bring your legs together. Now, the other one we did was a tabletop lift. You were just floating the leg. Now, the variation on this one, your hand is on the ground, and you're just going to lift one foot barely off the ground, and then lower it back down. Then the other foot is going to lift barely off the ground, and back down. And the trick is, don't lift that foot too high. And you'll notice when you don't lift it too high, it's a little more unstable, so it's a little shakier, so your core muscles have to work a little harder. Now, to progress this, just keep doing one foot lifting an inch off the ground. Go onto your fingertips. And you'll notice that's a little more challenging than having your whole hand down, less surface area. Have the legs fairly close together, not too wide. Now, progressing this, you're going to be on one finger. And if any variation is too challenging, you work yourself up. Start off on an easier level, and then eventually work yourself up to the more challenging level. And you'll notice I'm wiggling more as I progress to make it a little harder. Now, to make it more advanced, hands on your hips, elbows down. You're not going to have them on the floor, but near the floor in case you start to fall. And your feet ever so slightly wider than where they were before. Now, again, you're going to lift the foot barely an inch and hold. 2, 3, and release the foot. Other leg, you're going to lift, hold. 2, 3, and release. And you'll notice that side is really hard for me. Lift, hold, 2, 3, and this is quite a bit harder than having a finger down. Lift, hold, and you'll notice one side is probably much harder than your other side. And lift, hold. This exercise is working all those little muscles at your spine to keep from tipping off the roller. And the more you do it, I think I need a little practice, is you'll get a little better at it each time. Your body gets used to it pretty quickly. And even now, my body's gotten a little more used to it than when I first did the first couple without my arms. And release. Now, hands to the ground. As you come off, you want to come off without a lot of movement. So you just want to tip sideways. You don't want to sit all the way up. And then you tip sideways, roll the roller out. And if you have a bad back, you may want to keep your knees bent. If you don't, you can lengthen out your legs if that doesn't bother your back. And then just close your eyes and breathe and feel what it feels like to be on the flat surface of the floor. Feel what the spine feels like, the tissue. And then you can bend your knees in and just rock your pelvis. Again, in that 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock imprint neutral motion to see how the back feels. And that's it.